Yeah.
We move on, but we stay with US President Donald Trump, who has hinted at easing tariffs on China, saying that nice conversations are underway. Speaking at the White House, Trump said talks with Beijing are going very good. He suggested rolling back some duties imposed earlier this month, citing concerns about consumer costs. Trump linked future TikTok deals to broader trade talks. China, meanwhile, has chosen not to escalate the standoff. This comes amid growing market concerns over the ongoing US-China trade war. Here is what President Trump said on this matter.
And by the way, we have nice conversations going with China just to intercede, you know. It's like really very good. But
well, despite this rhetoric, the US has accused China of dominating key sectors and proposed port fee hikes. In response, China has urged the US to fact-check before blaming China, calling the accusations harmful to both sides. The US has threatened to hike the port fees by $50 a net ton on Chinese shipments. On top of that, the US has also said it will charge $18 a net ton to other countries that are also using Chinese-made ships. Well, joining us to discuss the latest on these tariff negotiations, discussions and tensions is Dr. Satoru Nagao, a fellow at the Hudson Institute, who's joining us from Tokyo, Japan. Dr. Nagao, as always, thank you very much for joining us. We've had some messages here from Donald Trump which might show an easing of tensions, saying that conversations are taking place. What do you think is going to be the contents of these conversations that are talking about tariffs?
Trump administration focusing on the how to maintain #1 status in the world. So that's why the Trump administration tariff is in the long term steadily increase. But the recent event surged tariff a very drastic pace. So if the US and China continue such kind of high tariff, yes, decoupling process will be accelerated, but at the same time, the side effect of the tariff is also big. So that's why adjusting timing will come through the negotiation. This is not the meaning the complete ceasefire of the tariff war between two, but at the same time, to maintain their economy, they need to do that temporarily. So that's why one by one, they try to step up the negotiation along with their tariff as a card of negotiation. That is happening just now.
Yes, Dr. Nagao. I want to look also at the implications of these actions on global economics. Of course, Trump announcing their $50 per tonne on Chinese ships, but also $18 on those ships that are Chinese vessels, even if they're not being run by Chinese companies. How devastating is a level of action like this on the global economic world?
In the global economy, even if the product is made in other country, even if that under such kind of situation, supply chain of the some parts came from China, and the main market is part of the main market is in the United States too. So under such kind of situation, any product could lead to the China or United States. So if the tariff is rising between US and China, of course the product is made in other country, their price is affected, their market is affected. So under such kind of situation, what the Trump administration want to do is warning. So cut relation with China is benefit for the companies in other countries. That is one of the message. But at the same time, a little bit too strong tariff or too high tariff, most of the companies in the world cannot accept for their survival. So that's why the adjusting the situation is needed. So that's what just now that is what happening, I believe.
Yes, Dr. Nagao, while you've been speaking, we've been showing visuals of Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping meeting during Trump's first term. Given Xi has been on this tour of Southeast Asia, how long do you think it might be until a talk with Donald Trump takes place?
It's Southeast Asia. Because the U.S.-China trade war, including the imposing high tariff, has started when President Trump was president in the first term. So that's why, indeed, this is not new. So since that time, the Chinese company tried to relocate, along with other countries' company tried to relocate from China, but at the same time, Chinese company tried to avoid the tariff between US and China, and they relocate the factory to the Southeast Asia mainly. Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, Xi Jinping is visiting just now. Indeed, this country is the main destination of the Chinese company which relocates from China. So that's why the made in China is, of course, a little bit limited number. And now, even if the Chinese products they try to make in the other country, in these Southeast Asian countries. So that's why when we check the tariff of the Trump administration, indeed, Vietnam, Cambodia, this country tariff is relatively high. So this is related with China, indirectly related with China. So Southeast Asian countries face a side effect of the U.S.-China trade war, and so they need to deal with this situation because they are not China or United States, but they need to deal with the situation because indirectly this is the arena of the trade war.
Yes, Dr. Satoru Nagao, thank you ever so much.